Minnesota Vikings have been widely praised for their free agency strategy, but was it deserved? One exec fires back and did not like what they did at all. Let's talk about why. The Minnesota Vikings had an excellent free agency. They filled all their needs, and not only did they fill them, they got some really talented football players to boot. They spent more money than just about any team in the National Football League in free agency, but they also had a lot to work with. It's over $63 million at the beginning of the free agency period. Now, they had needs on both sides of the football in the trenches, and they fortified them on both sides of the football with center Ryan Kelly, where I carry real fries on offense, and then you had defensive tackles Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave. It was great moves, right? Plus, they're going to get 2 compensatory picks back. But the Athletics' Mike Sando, who is very plugged in and talks to a lot of executives, scouts, coaches, all that kind of stuff. He talked to people about every single team in the National Football League. One executive did not have a lot of nice things to say, and it's very interesting. We'll explain why it's interesting in a minute. But here's the quote. It's like the 2015 Colts all over again, signing older guys who have been hurt, who are on 3rd or 4th contracts, one exec said. And he's talking about a team that added Trent Cole, Frank Gore, Kendall Langford, and Andre Johnson in free agency. You cannot build a team with old players. That same exec continued, especially old players who have been cut because they were hurt. Now, that's a very interesting one. And it's interesting for 2 reasons. One, the GM of that 2015 team, VP of Player Personnel, Ryan Grigson. Ryan Grigson, who's in the Vikings front office right now. Pretty impressive. The link is obvious for that reason. Grigson tried to build a team of stars. Well, sometimes when you build a team of stars in a free agency, it fizzles out. The way it's different with Kwesi Adofo-Mensah is he's trying to find advantages. One advantage he's found that has worked for him is by targeting players who were injured and trusting the medical staff to keep them uninjured. Andrew Van Ginkel, Blake Cashman are 2 prime examples. Cashman missed 3 games with what was described as a turf toe injury. Van Ginkel missed like a half. They were kept pretty healthy all year long. And the Vikings think they can do that again. Will Fries broke his leg. Ryan Kelly's had injury issues all throughout his career. Jonathan Allen partially torn pectoral muscle. Javon Hargrave torn triceps. They think that they can fix those injury concerns, prevent them from being a thing. And hey, we mentioned Van Ginkel and Cashman. We didn't even mention Aaron Jones, who played all 17 games for just the 3rd time in his career. He played every week. The Vikings think that they have an advantage here. Is it fair to criticize them for it? I think they don't understand why the Minnesota Vikings are doing it. They're looking at it from a spreadsheet perspective. Hey, you signed this guy, you gave him a total of $60 million over 3 years if he maxes it out, and Jonathan Allen, but he's coming off a year where he only played half the games because of a torn pec. Doesn't make a lot of sense. When you contextualize it, it does. The Vikings are ready to roll, and they have a medical staff that can keep them healthy. It's a market edge that Kwesi Adofo-Mensah has exploited before, and it's not always going to work. But if it works again, we could be talking about a Super Bowl. I'm Tyler Forness with A to Z Sports. Skol Vikings.